Hi guys. Back at home here, getting ready to go head back out in about a week. Just want to give a quick update on what just happened. We had the, I think it's the go back list. I always forget the name of it. I was talking about it last time. The things the dealer owes you when you first, buy it, and then they fixed the little things that the manufacturer missed, basically. And a big major thing happened. I'll tell you about it in a minute. That it involves this piece right here. It's the pin. I'll put the name of it on the screen. Capture plate, right there. Could have been bad, guys. I'm just letting you know. This could have been a situation where us getting a new fifth wheel and the dealer, I won't mention any names, but just make sure you have a capture plate, and I'll tell you the story in a minute. Anyhow, got it back out, fixed most things. There's still a couple little things we had to take care of that I was able to handle myself because I'm able to run a screwdriver, which most people can. One thing they picked up on was this pin right here. And they put a cotter pin in it, which is fine. It's supposed to be one of these, which they're hard to find, evidently, these hex washers. But we were just getting ready to leave, and the mechanic spotted that, and he put that on there for us. And other than that, guys, so we're getting ready to head out in about a week, and we're getting things ready to go, like our normal ebb and flow of things. I have the satellite hooked up on top, and I have the DirecTV units, you can see it, ready to start receiving data. What I mean by that is, I don't know on this next trip how many spots we'll be able to actually get satellite. So they're DVRs, DirecTV, which we got about, like I said, about a week left. I'm going to leave it connected to the satellite dish as much as I can. I've got a signal here, and I'm just going to let them run and downloading shows. So when we don't have a satellite connection, we can watch things from the DVR, some of our normal shows. So that's my plan. And the other thing I kind of proved out, hadn't had a chance to check all the connections as far as what runs from the central pull-in location where all the cables connect. Water's there too, and what would connect up, which I had a suspicion it would be fine, that the satellite would connect to the different satellite locations. It wouldn't be an issue, and they're fine. I just checked them a few minutes ago. Got good signal. Let me go on to what happened with the dealer. That's the big thing, and this is what this video is really about. I only make them when I have something to talk about. It's been, I think, a few weeks. We don't make them just to make them. I don't have the time. But if you're new to the channel, thank you for subscribing. If you did, if you haven't, please do. Thumbs up. The normal routine, greatly appreciated. So, long story short, I'll not make it too short. At the dealer, getting ready to pull out. We went through things. We had a checklist. One of them was linoleum, which I don't know if I talked about it last time. I think I did, the last video. If not, you can kind of go back. But the linoleum had ripped because there was a screw underneath the slider. Darndest thing. And a little screw. The only thing I can say about that is make sure and check underneath your sliders So they fixed that, and I'm still going to go to Grand Design because what they wanted to do was they said they would replace the linoleum, which I don't know how much it is, maybe 200-300 for this whole rig, but they wouldn't pay for labor, which is a couple thousand. So, they had a guy, they always got a guy, and a couple $100 later, did a great job. I don't have it pulled out, but let me. Yeah, that's the linoleum, and it was about right there. Actually, back a little further, but that is the linoleum. You can't tell. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't tell. The guy did a great job. A couple $100 out of pocket. So I'm gonna go to Grand Design on that and see if I can get the money back. Quick update: got money back, all the money back from the air conditioner that went out when we first got it, our first trip, from Grand Design. You know what? They're great. They've been great. So I'm gonna try and get the money, out of pocket money, for the flooring back too. And I suspect they'll probably be good about it. If not, it's not like thousands. No, we're out thousands, but it's kind of the principle involved, and they made it right on the air conditioner, and I suspect they'll make it right again. Anyhow, onto the capture plate. And I'm just trying to keep you guys updated on everything that's been going on. So they had gone through everything, fixed, we were ensuring they fixed everything. And matter of fact, we let the service guy go back and said, we have a process, because we have a checklist we follow. We don't want to be rushed. And if you're new, I really suggest don't let people rush you. And it doesn't matter if you have a travel trailer or a fifth wheel. We've done enough fifth wheel hookups, so they're still fairly new at it, but don't let people rush you. Well, one thing you may want to include on the checklist that no one else probably has, and it probably should never be an issue, is that capture plate I just showed a few minutes ago. Because the capture plate, it basically holds the whole piece in place. The what part am I thinking of? We got a pull right hitch, so it holds the hitch in place, so it won't spin all over. It basically holds it in place, most likely not to fall off. And what the dealer had done, they took that part off while it was in the shop. We didn't know really to look for it. Matter of fact, I thought I had read that you don't really need one. Well, you do. I think most hitches you do. Please leave a comment. Again, we're new at fifth wheels, so don't blast us too bad. But we didn't realize we needed it, and that we started hooking up, and we started noticing. My wife really did. I got to hand it to her. She noticed, hey, something doesn't look right, and sure enough, there's a couple mechanics walked around. We asked them. I said, yeah, you need that, and sure enough, it was missing. They had taken off. Now they tried, and I'm not going to mention any names. I don't want to go down that road. It probably could happen anywhere. But they tried taking it off so it wouldn't get stolen on their lot. It could probably walk pretty easily. It's not super secure lot or anything, kind of in a rough area, to be honest. So, anyhow, they forgot to put it back on. When we came to pick up the fifth wheel and getting ready to leave, again, we had troubles getting the hitch on, which, looking back, there were some signs I should have picked up on, and again, I'm going to add it to the checklist just to have it. It may be, again, it may never happen again, but it could happen, and it's just a good idea to cross all your T's, dot all your I's, that type of thing. And anyhow, so they came out, they were great about it, and they had stuck it in one. The reason we couldn't find it because we thought we were going to have to purchase one. We actually thought it was stolen at that point. And we found it, they threw it in one of the compartments. That's where it was smart of them to do that. Yeah, put it in one of the compartments, so no one can just easily walk by and steal it. And so they put it on, and that was that. We were able to hitch up, no problem. Drove home safely. Yeah, are we kind of torqued about it? Yeah, we are. But, hey, we're trying to get past that, and really just letting you guys know the safety concerns that can happen very, very rapidly. There can be you know, events that lead up to something happen, and that was definitely events that would have led up to something major happened. Major damage. I don't want to think about what really could have happened. So it's serious. You gotta really pay attention to details. Don't take it lightly. Don't. I heard of recently. It was one of the channels. I'll try and dig it up like I always do. I'll put it on the screen or provide a link to it. The people were talking about. YouTubers were talking about not being distracted while hooking up. It goes right along the same lines because you can miss a step and then you're in trouble, and you got potentially damage or worse, so try and, I guess the only thing I can add to that, and I think it's great advice, is a checklist, which many people recommend. I highly recommend. Maybe eventually you just get to the point you can do it second nature, and that's great. And I kind of have the feeling that I'm getting there, but we still fall in the checklist. Still new to us. We probably will for a while, and hopefully always. But the other part I can add is check for missing parts. The capture plate being one of them. Maybe you have it parked out somewhere and it does get stolen, and you come pull up and you don't realize it's gone, and you try and hook up, and you are able to actually hook up. Which is kind of what happened to us. We had it hooked up, but the whole, I guess, turntable part, that's not the right terminology. Please put a comment below. I'll put it on the screen as normal. Actually turned where the handle was sideways. And it just didn't look right. It didn't look like it at all. And, luckily we were able to straighten back out, get it off there, get the capture plate on, and everything was fine. So enough about that. Everybody's been kind of duly warned. I hope it helps somebody. I think we're pretty much good now. It took a month. That's the other part. It took 1 month to get all that. It wasn't that much stuff. We had the linoleum rip. Yes. Okay. We had the side sticker, which is fine now. Probably the biggest thing was we were missing a piece of wood that was over the top of the closet in the bedroom, like a fascia piece of wood. They imagine they had to order. I don't think they have stuff like that laying around. And a lot of that was warranty stuff. They had to go take pictures of, send in, and then they get approval. And it's a back and forth involved. And the linoleum part probably took the longest. I think the guy's super busy. That's the thing, guys. Right now, I hear RV parks are crowded. Well, the shops are crowded too. So if you're buying new, just know, and most people, you pretty much, you have to go through this process. You gotta get your RV right. So what you want to do, if you buy new, first and foremost, know that you may not be really camping for a while still, because everyone's so busy. I mean, so you'll take it out on your initial run, take it somewhere close to home or maybe the RV place, and identify the issues. And then depending on how busy their shop is, which so many people buying and upgrading and all this, there's a good chance that they're all fairly busy, and it's just because of the process they have to go through. It's a little different than a car. I think car dealerships, I'm not positive, leave a comment below, but they seem to handle warranty repairs faster. They're probably set up for it. They can get faster approvals. RV shops are a different animal. It's, and you have to take it in, you have to tow it in, and then you have to tow it back. So it's just be prepared for that is what I'm trying to say, that, if you're buying new or if you're buying used, and you'll find stuff wrong, they're going to create a list, and you go through, you'll create a list, and I highly recommend that. As soon as you find something, big stuff like the AC, that's obvious, and that worked out again in our favor. We called a mobile guy out. We were without air, and it was, I think, 100-degree weather, and the guy fixed it, and we submitted the bill. So it's these iterations that we're going through. Again, we're not full-timers. We're going to take it out for a week, in a week, and then back home, clean it up, back in storage, and then later on in the year, we're going to try and take probably at least 2-3 weeker up through Oregon and that way. So, although we might rethink that, because we hear there's a lot of fires up there that way and a lot of smoke. So if it doesn't calm down, I think we're planning for the end of October on that. If things are still kind of rough in that regard, we might rethink it. But this is how it goes. And then we have a trip in November planned. Actually, we're going to be camping over Thanksgiving, which we did years ago, and we want to do that again. We already have through KOA. We've been using KOA a lot, guys, just because with the campgrounds we've stayed in have been great so far. They're pet friendly. They're clean for the most part. So we try and go to KOAs first. This next trip coming up, I think we're in, one's like a AAA park or some other discount. So these are kind of some of the iterations you go through when you're not full-time, when you're buying new. And, I did a video, the last video was kind of the stress of buying. Well, this is along the lines of stress of buying because, again, we're pretty upset about what happened, and although nothing happened, essentially, but it could have been pretty rough. And that's stress, that's stress that, it could have been avoided, yes, up and above that, it's certain things, buying them that are basically stressful that you'll go through. Do you really want to go out locally? Yeah, maybe you have a great place. And ours is pretty good. We actually found a pretty decent camp place to go back to. But to test your rig, most people want to head out and do their thing, cross country or whatever. But you can't do that. You may have a major issue. Like if we would have done that and our air was out, we could have been out somewhere where there wasn't a mobile person, So those are some of the iterations that we go to. That's kind of what this channel is about, and I say it all the time, everybody that's been subscribed knows this already. We pull it out of storage, get ready, go on the next one, take it back to storage. Right now I'm not doing the video from storage because it's out in front of the house. We kind of missed it. That's the other part I was going to say, guys. We actually kind of missed our rig because it was in the shop so long. So when we got it back the night before, it was almost like we were buying it new again. It was like we had that feeling of excitement, like, oh, we're actually getting our rig back. So that was kind of a neat thing. We were just happy to get it back, got it fixed, and just thank the good Lord nothing happened with the capture plate and everything. They caught it, and but again, if you run across these circumstances, just know that you can look on YouTube. Oops, there's a lot of support out there. Just know that nowadays you don't have to kind of fly solo. There's a lot of communities that talk about this stuff. There's great YouTubers. That's where I've learned most of my stuff, and I'm still learning every day. Wish I would have learned more about capture plates. Heck, I thought you didn't need one. So, I'm just trying to keep it real, guys. I know I'll take some heat on that, but maybe someone doesn't know that either. One other thing, it does seem to be sitting better on the rig now, on the Ram. As far as, now the fifth wheel's kind of centered over the truck bed. Seems to be towing a little better. So that's some of the wins of it all. Of course, there's things we want to do. Actually, this next trip, we want to take the poop tote, which I did a video on a while ago. So now I'm figuring out where to put that. And if I remember, I'll tell you where I end up putting it. I think it's going to be on the ladder, because that's where I've seen some people doing it, just trying to figure out how to secure it down. Straps, obviously, but there is a back toe hitch receiver already on this rig, so I'm thinking about getting one of those. It's like holds possibly a generator, a bike, like a bike rack, but bigger. So I'm thinking about getting one of those so we can haul certain things like that, stuff that really doesn't fit inside, super bulky, and don't really want inside at all, especially the poop tote and generator. Right now I'm thinking about just throwing it in the back of the truck in front of the hitch, which is probably not the best solution. So those are some of the things, future projects coming down. It's fun though. I enjoy tinkering and figuring out some of this stuff, even if I have to get others involved to do it. This stuff was warranty work, so it wasn't too bad other than the floor, but I'm going to go to Grand Design, see if they'll make that right. I suspect they will. So that's kind of what you do. Email them. You can call them first. They're really friendly. Then they'll probably give you an email, set up a case. It takes a few minutes, guys. They're super friendly. And like I say, at first, we only thought we were going to get partial back on the air conditioner, which was upsetting. It's brand new. It should work. It wasn't our fault. And I think they realized that, obviously there was additional fees because of the mobile person. But at the end of the day, they made it right. So that was a good thing. I think it's a good company. We actually, way back in the day, we had a Fleetwood, which I don't even know if they're still around. Leave a comment. They were always pretty good, but I think this company stepped up their game a little more. But like I've said before, they're all kind of the same. I think they all kind of use the same parts to a point. The quality control has to be there. No one's going to buy them. So anyhow, it's getting long in the tooth. I know no one likes too much longer than a 22 minute video. That's another thing. Leave a comment if you guys want longer videos. We can do that. But I think 20 minutes is about the going thing these days. So I'll go ahead and sign off. That's pretty much the new update. We're still trucking and towing, but now it's a fifth wheel. So still a lot of things to consider and keep in mind. But, when I got more to talk about next time, I'm sure there'll be, maybe the trip involved. I'll try and do some videos like I've done before on the trip and bring you guys up to date. And I'll see you next time. Have a great day.